What's up, guys? Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, bringing you guys our Week 4 match for Red Season 8 in the Yellow Division, taking on my good pal Nathan and the CLE Legends. His team consists of the Mega Gardevoir, Infernape, Mandibuzz, Araquanid, Nidoking, Lycanroc, Day, Snorlax, Druddigon, Klefki, Blossom, and Electros. I wasn't expecting the Snorlax or the Electros, really, so I'm a little bit surprised to see the Snorlax, honestly. I don't necessarily know from team preview what that's going to be. Setup variant seems likely. Really not sure about the rest of his team. Maybe a Quiver Dance Blossom. Life Orb Nidoking with the webs from Araquanid seems really likely. Webs don't really hurt me all that much this week. Like, I don't really naturally outspeed. I'm not bringing a Scarfer besides Rotom, so they don't really negatively affect me because most of my mons are naturally supposed to be slower than a lot of his team, except for the Nidoking, which could be a really big problem under webs. So, yeah, basically I really expected Mandibuzz or Klefki to come in the Snorlax's position, and it's not there. So I'm really happy to not see the Klefki. It means I have less reliance on the defog from the Rotom there. It's pretty much just the Araquanid that I would want to defog webs away from. And so it's going to be able to get up webs. I don't have a taunt user on the team. I'm not bringing taunt Keldeo. That would have been a really good bring over sub this week, actually. Sub was really bad. Taunt would have been a lot better and may have prevented a lot of problems. So yeah, pretty much all there is to it. If you haven't seen my team blue, you should check that out. But let's run through the team here. I am physically defensive, Calm Mind, Clefable with Moonblast, Softboiled, and Heal Bell for whatever status he wants to spread against me. I was expecting the Klefki and the Mandibuzz to be there to spread the status. Heal Bell is going to be pretty irrelevant here. Also, Glare from Druddigon I thought was coming. Reuniclus, I'm in Assault Vest set with Knockoff, Endeavor, Psyshock, and Shadow Ball. Eats hits from the Gardevoir, very reliable switch into the Nidoking as well. Can take on the Blossom very easily, gets rid of items on things, it's really efficient at doing that. Suicune, I'm a Roar, Toxic, Protect, Scald set, so really stally set with Roar to get Curselax out of there. That was a big thing I had to prep for, was Curselax. Also something like Calm Mind Gardevoir would be really annoying. SD Infernape can be annoying. Nasty Plot Infernape can be really annoying. Quiver Dance Blossom, any of those I'd love to roar out. Coil, Electros, same thing. Keldeo, I should really have Taunt over Sub. This is what happens when you build in a sleep-deprived state. So Scald, Secret Sword, Toxic, and Sub. Sub should really be Taunt. It doesn't make any sense to have a Sub against the Mega Gardevoir. And I said that in the team builder too. I was like, why am I running this against my guard? But I kept it, so oh well. Scarf Rotom with Defog, HP Ice, which would hit the Druddigon and the Nidoking super effectively. Volt Switch, and I don't remember what the, oh, Trick. I've got Trick there to trick off onto, I don't know, Curselax, something like that, or Araquanid maybe. Last but not least is Garchomp, SD, Dragonium Z with Rocks, Earthquake, and Dragonclaw, and SD, of course. Yeah, so that's the sets, and let's get right into things here. I'm just going to lead with the Keldeo. It's got a pretty decent matchup against most things. It can lead against the Araquanid and get off a Toxic, as he's going to lead with the Snorlax. So I click Toxic turn 1, really no reason not to. Secret Sword would have also been fine. It's doing a little bit of damage to the Araquanid here. Taunt would have been great this turn, as he's going to get up his webs, and I'm just going to go for more damage on this Araquanid. I'm going to click Scald this turn, expecting him to switch into the Gardevoir. It really didn't make any sense for him to leave the Araquanid in taking damage, and I punish him on the switch, and I get a burn for it. So I get rewarded a little bit with the burn on the Scald there, but I do punish the switch correctly as he goes into the Gardevoir on what I'm sure he expected to be a Secret Sword. Is doing significantly more damage to the Araquanid than Scald was because of Water Bubble, and because of Araquanid's natural Spadef bulk. So I'm making a nice read there, but Reuniclus is my switch in every single time to this. It's really free, as I'm just going to go hard into Reuniclus on the Gardevoir here, as he's going to throw up a Wish. So now he sees like a Wish variant. It's really interesting. I was definitely expecting more of a power variant. He's definitely not going to be Trick Room with webs against my team, so I can factor that out at the very least. I'm not sure what other coverage he might have. He's got to have a Hyper Voice for sure. And then he's probably got to have Focus Blast to hit the Mega Aggron, otherwise he's walled by that, and the Entei to an extent. So, and I was also expecting a Psyshock to hit the Munchlax, so I'm not entirely sure there. But yeah, so he's gonna Wish, and I'm thinking, okay, if he wants, I don't care what he wants to Wish Pass into here. It's my best play is to knock off and catch whatever if he's Wish Passing into the Araquanid, what he wants to do here. So he is gonna Wish Pass into the Araquanid, and I'm gonna get rid of the leftovers. It's very no bulk Araquanid pretty much at all, and then he's going to liquidate me as I Endeavor. So I thought Liquidation was going to do more because I was calcing with Splash Plate on there, but he was leftovers. So Psyshock would have actually been my better play here rather than Endeavor, and I'm regretting that a little bit because Endeavor could have come in handy later against something else, maybe like the Snorlax in a 1v1 situation, Endeavor down if it's toxic, something along those lines. So yeah, but essentially what it came down to is I was just going for damage. Reuniclus, it can get healthy by switching out here anyways, so it's really not an issue. And if I really have to get more HP on it, I can switch it on Mega Guard, switch out, and then switch back in, and I'll be at full. So I'm really not concerned about the health on Reuniclus this early in the game. It can be easily brought back. But the issue now is I don't know what to go into. I'm thinking he's likely going to click the Leech Life this turn rather than the Liquidation, so I can't really afford to go into Rotom, and my best switch in is definitely Suicune. So I'm going to go into my Suicune. Clefable also would have been fine, but Suicune is a little bit better here, as he's going to go for the Leech Life on my Coon, and get whittled down slowly by the toxic damage here. I believe I'm going to Protect on his switch into the Blossom. Yes, I am. So, you know, now the Blossom's in, I still don't know what this thing is going to do, as he's going to go into the Snorlax on my Toxic. I'm not sure what he expected there, but there's the Snorlax, and I am going to take this opportunity to go into my Rotom-Mow to Defog, and this turns out to be a huge mistake, because in comes the Facade, and it blows me back. So I'm not sure what to think about this. It may have been a roll, depending on his item here. If he was just Adamant Max Attack, it was a roll to kill my Rotom with that Facade. But if he's a boosting item of some kind, then I was always dying. This is pretty crucial that I just sack my Rotom for no reason instead of clicking Protect with the Suicune and seeing what he wanted to switch into. Curselax was really a non-threat against my team, especially with what I had prepped against it. So I definitely should have just clicked Protect that turn, seen what he wanted to do, and then sort of scouted out what the set was going to be. Maybe just have clicked Scald the next turn. Yeah, I think that would have been my better play, was to do that. And be able to get my Rotom in safely against something like Blossom and get these webs out of the way once the Araquanid is really weakened and can't set them again. So, you know, that really sucks for me, but it lets me bring my Coon again, and I'm going to click Protect as he's going to swap out into the Gardevoir. Not the end of the world. Again, I just pivot right back into my Reuniclus here, as he's going to Encore me into the Protect. I did go for the Scald there, just trying to get more damage off on the Gardevoir. And if he wanted to Wish, then I could Roar the next turn and screw up his plans with that. So he's going to Wish now, and I'm going to click Psyshock as he goes into the Araquanid. So catch the Araquanid switching in on that Wish, as I knew he was going to probably try and go into the Araquanid there. My best play was always to Psyshock there, because even if he wishes up his own Mega Gardevoir, my Shadow Ball is doing 1 trillion to it. It's like 55% or something, because I'm Modest Max Special Attack. So my Shadow Ball was doing a lot of damage to that Mega Gardevoir, so there's no reason for me to not just click Psyshock there and try and catch the Araquanid switching in, or try and catch the Snorlax switching in, get really big damage off on it. Snorlax is taking a lot less from Wish than Araquanid is, because of Mega Gardevoir's HP stat being so close to Snorlax's HP stat, so be about 50% on the Snorlax, but with the Toxic damage plus Psyshock damage, it's very mitigatable, and I can always just go right back into Coon. So yeah, that's that, and then the Snorlax can come back out. I have to swap into my Suicune. I need to see exactly what set this is, see if he's a boosting item or not, as the Banded Facade comes out again. And yeah, we figure out that it is banded based on that damage. Pretty low-ish roll for Banded Facade against my Suicune, but essentially that's what it comes down to. There's no way in hell he is going to outspeed me here, so I could have just gone for the damage and been able to get in Keldeo, or been able to go into my Garchomp and just blow Z. There really would have been no reason not to do that and catch like the Blossom switching in. That would have been an alright play actually, but in comes the Blossom on my Protect again. You know, I was just basically trying to sack my Suicune off and get as much damage on the Snorlax as possible, and then he goes into Gardevoir on the Toxic. So not the biggest deal, because I can go to my Reuniclus here, and I'm gonna make kind of a misplay here and go for the knockoff again, trying to catch whatever's coming in, as it is the Infernape, which is Z. So very free Wish Pass for him into the Infernape. We know that it's Z now, which is, I guess, some usefulness, but we're going to see some really cool tech. I didn't even know that this got this move, but he's just going to Encore me into Knockoff, and tries baiting me with the misclick there. He did not misclick at all. Infernape just wins the game from this point, as we see the Swords Dance. So now I'm in a crucial moment here with my Suicune. This is a really crucial turn. Suicune lives +2 close combat, lives +2 Thunder Punch. He needs to get to +3 to kill me, but I know he's Z. So I'm going to Scout here for the Electro MZ or the Fightinium Z and click Protect, and he's going to make a really good read and SC again. So now the game is officially over, and yeah, we are going to lose 4-0. This Infernape is going to end up killing itself, but some crucial stuff there. I should have... It wasn't necessarily... Like, this game is a lot closer than a 4-0, and I'm kind of disappointed that it ended in a 4-0, honestly. Because of that, I actually scouted for the Inferno Overdrive by going into Garchomp. He would have killed himself faster if he had to hit me and take the Ruskin damage, but oh well. Clefable's going to drop here with Flare Blitz, and crit didn't matter, by the way. He was always killing my Clefable at +4, of course, and then Keldeo forces another close combat, and then Reuniclus forces a Flare Blitz. What I should have done, probably, I thought that... So this is really interesting, right? I actually may have been able to win the game had Keldeo been in there, but my thought process, it really depended on how much speed he had in his Gardevoir. And if he was EV to outspeed my Keldeo after webs, whatnot. I thought that Reuniclus was my best way to win this game against what he had left, because I could eat hits from the Snorlax still, but Keldeo should have still been able to deal with it with Secret Sword. I may have been able to pull more differential out of this game had I gone into Reuniclus, made him kill himself with Infernape first, and then gone into Keldeo. You know, I'm not sure how I would have been able to 1v1 the Velocity. Maybe Toxic plus Secret Sword would have got me a kill there. Gardevoir was weakened enough that Scald would have killed it. Nidoking, Scald deals with it, and Snorlax Secret Sword deals with it. So I may have been able to get more out of that game than I thought. Having not scouted for the Z move on the Garchomp, I mean, it doesn't really matter. Garchomp wasn't doing anything when Nidoking could just blow me back with an Ice Beam anyways at that point. But yeah, I think this game came down to good prep on Nathan's part with the Snorlax set in particular, and the Encores on Gardevoir and Infernape. I think the Encore on Gardevoir didn't really matter, but the Encore on Infernape really did matter. And I wasn't really thinking about that because we saw Encore and SD on the Infernape, so he really only had Flare Blitz in close combat. He didn't actually have Thunder Punch, which is what I was expecting him to carry for the Suicune. So came down to my crucial misplays on certain turns. I don't think I played poorly by any means, but it ended up being a little bit more of a whitewash than I'd expected. Next week we take on Loco and the New Jersey Houndooms. He's got a really threatening Sand team, and I'm not looking forward to that matchup. I mean, a lot of these matchups are just very difficult for me to take on up until the end of the season. So if I only get 2 wins, I only get 2 wins, but I would really prefer more than that. I feel robbed of my win in week 1, and I feel like I didn't play super well in week 4 here. So that's going to be for me, guys, and I'll catch you guys for week 5 against Loco.